Okay, guys, I'm back, and we're gonna finish up 9.5, day 2, part 2. There's just 2 more slides, 2 more problems for us to do, so let's finish them up. Um, we're supposed to find the dimensions of the shape that has the given area. So what we see here is we have a triangle, and we don't know a whole lot about it except for x is the height, and then the base is also in terms of x, but it's x plus 20. Now we could do a bunch of guess and check and figure this out. That's what you've been able to do up until now. But now let's go ahead and factor it. We know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So let's plug in what we know. 78 is equal to 1/2 times plus 20, and then also times the height, which is x. So here we go. We can multiply, or we can divide, we can do all kinds of stuff here. I think what's really awkward is this 1/2 that's in the way. So just like any good person, like any normal person would, I'm going to avoid it for now. And I'm going to distribute this x to each one of those. So I get x squared plus 20x, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself, except for I still need to multiply everything times 1/2. Well, let's just not. Okay, what I'd like to do instead is I would like to get rid of this. How could I cancel this out? Oh, I know. I could multiply it times 2. I could double that and cancel that out. That's great. However, that would mean I'd also have to multiply times 2 over here. So I get 156 is equal to x squared plus 20x. Then, once I subtract 156 on both sides, I get 0 is equal to x squared plus 20x plus, or minus, I'm sorry, 156. Now here's where it's going to take a little bit of work on your part. I got to find something that multiplies together to make 156. Negative 156, but then adds together to make 20. Now, this is a negative, so that means I'm going to have a negative and a positive. It gives me some clues. Really, I'm finding the difference between the two. I went and grabbed my calculator real quick, and I'm just thinking, what can I divide 156 by? Um, I tried 6, and guess what? 6 and 26 multiply together to make 156. So I'm going to go with a negative 26 and a positive 6. If I multiply them, it makes a negative 156. If I add them together, that would make a negative 20. So I need to switch this around. This needs to be negative and that needs to be positive, and now I'm in good shape. So it's x minus 6, x plus 26 equals 0. So now I know x equals a positive 6 or x equals a negative 26. If either one of these factors, it's going to be 0. Okay? So of these two, you might think I'm done. No, I'm not done. I got to figure out which one works for x. Is a negative value going to work here? No. I'm going to go with the positive value. So I have 6 here and 26 here. When I plug that in, the area equals 1/2 base times height. 1/2 6. I'm sorry, 26 and 6. This is 13 times 6. Guess what 13 times 6 is? Yep, it's 78 square yards. So there you have it. We did it. We figured it out. Let's go on to the last one. The last one is going to be a little bit of work, but it'll also be lots of fun. So I'm going to open this up, try and make sure I've got enough room here. We have our drawing we know that there's the pool and then there's this walkway around the outside. Um, write a polynomial that represents the combined area of the pool and the patio. That's something that's easy for us right now. This is 100 plus x, and this is 50 plus x. And so when we multiply these two together, it's not going to be that bad. So let's see, 100 times 50, so that makes what, 5,000? And then 100 times x, so that's 100x. And then we get another 50x, and then we get an x squared, right? So our polynomial is x squared plus, what is this, 150x plus 5,000, okay? That's the polynomial, okay? Well, now they say the combined area, so here's our polynomial, that's great. It's not equal to anything yet, though. Now they're saying the combined area of the pool and the patio should be 8,400 square feet. Well, how wide is this? What does that make x then? Well, we're going to figure that out. We got x squared plus 150x plus 5,000 is now equal to 8,400 square feet. Well, what do we do from there? Well, the big key is to get this equal to 0. So that means I have to subtract 8,400 on both sides. Okay? Once I do that, I'm going to be in really good shape. I've got x squared plus 150x. And now what's 5,000 minus 8,400? That puts us into negative territory here. That's negative 3,400, and that is equal to 0. At this point, you just have to do enough investigating to find out what multiplies together to make negative 3,400, but adds together to make 150. That's a tricky one. I know that the product is going to be negative and the sum is going to be positive. So one of them's positive, one of them's negative. That's the only way that that could work. You might need to do a little investigating with your calculator. Now, my recommendation for you guys, and this is what trips up a lot of people. I'm going to go here and I'm gonna do a quick like brainstorming here. So it's got to multiply together to make 3,400. It's got to add together to make 150. Okay. If I look back, I'm gonna make sure that that's accurate. Yeah. So, or basically one of them is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative. So I'm going to subtract to find 150. Now that's tricky, but let's look real quick. 3,400 divided by 10, what does that make? Well, it's 340 and 10, right? Those are your two factors. The difference between those two is like 330, so that's not close. So I'm just going to keep going with some easy ones, okay, until I find something that looks interesting. What about 3,400 divided by 20? I put that in my calculator, and guess what? I get 170 times 20. Okay. What's the difference between 170 and 20? Ta-da! It's 150. So I go back and I realize, well, the positive one has to be bigger, so that's 170. The negative one has to be smaller, so that's 20. And that's it. I'm done. Don't be afraid. Your calculator is okay. Because you are investigating. You got to go find that number. Don't get psyched out by that. Don't let it like demoralize you or something. Just keep working until you find the factors that work. Okay? At this point, you guys should be ready for your homework assignment, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.